Hey guys, just wanted to do something a little bit more relaxed. Take down the green screen and do something a little bit more candid and fun. So, an off script. So if you know me, you know I'm a completionist as well as a continuity nerd. I love both those things so much. So the main thing that speaks to me is box sets. I love getting these collections of these series, in one awesome looking collection with special features and things like that. And I love how clean they look on my DVD collection. It's just like one nice set. So I wanted to take a moment and talk about the box sets I got and, special edition videos, things like that. So, yeah, we can get into it. Alright, so I wanted to start with the kind of more basic box sets that I think a lot of people have. So, my first one I want to talk about is my newest, is my Back to the Future Blu-ray trilogy set. So I just got this. It was on sale during Prime Day, so I definitely picked it up as like $15. I was super excited for that. But it's all three movies, and as well as a bonus disc of all special features, all in one cool set. So I haven't really had a chance to watch this to tell you the quality of the transfer to Blu-ray or anything like that, but I definitely like the look of it being kind of a book and kind of has that shimmer to it. I like, each page kind of has some stuff of each movie and kind of things like that. I don't like how the discs stick out like that, because I don't know if you can kind of see, but they even stick out from the book, which kind of worries me that they could get damaged sticking out like that. So I'm not a big fan of that. But yeah, Back to the Future. Very excited to get into this and see what it's like. And a standard one that everyone should have, the Indiana Jones Blu-ray box set. So first off, big complaint of it, it falls out of the sleeve incredibly easy. And so I've had it dropped a couple times because you can see it just falls right out of that. But yeah, so it comes in another book like Back to the Future, but you can see it's the discs are way more covered. But yeah, it's got every Indiana Jones and a little bit about each movie in there. This one does have Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in it. But you can't get the box set without that anymore, so that's where we're at there. At least if you want the Blu-ray box sets. But I like the transfers. They look great. There's some great special features, especially on the early ones and the making of them. So I love this a lot, even with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull on it. But the rest are fantastic, so I love this box set. Another that I think a lot of people should have in their collection, if they don't already, you got the Rocky box set. So this is missing Creed, and of course later this year will be Creed 2. But, since that's more focused on Adonis Creed, this is, the Rocky collection. So it's the Blu-ray box set. Outside the sleeve, it's got a nice hard case, which I like. So it is missing any pictures or information, but yeah, each disc is on a little spindle here, I guess you can call it, with some special editions, or some special features, I should say, and it's very cool. The transfers look great. There are some great special features of the making of it, especially how the first one kind of invented the Steadicam and things like that. Is really cool stuff to see, especially filmmaking-wise. And I love the Rocky series, so yeah, this is a great box set if you don't already have it. But yeah, this is the newest edition of it, by the way, as well. And yeah, the one that I think a lot of people have, is pretty standard, is the Star Wars Saga box set. So this is episodes 1 through 6. So outside of this, I have to rebuy all the new ones. I don't know if I'll rebuy, if they ever do them in a giant box set, if I'll rebuy them all. I don't know, because we keep getting more Star Wars once a year, so it would be hard to want to do a box set unless I wait a really long time. So, I don't know. But this is pretty standard. A lot of people have this. So it's got some really cool pages for each movie. Some decent special features. This is the special edition of the original trilogy. So, you know, it's got... But this is the newest special edition, so they've cleaned up some of the problems. But yeah, like Jabba the Hutt's back, and the song in Return of the Jedi is there, so some of that annoying stuff is there. But if you want Star Wars on Blu-ray, currently this is the only way to get it. Although it is also kind of the special edition of the original trilogy. They fix a lot of the CG in it. I think it looks a little bit better integrated and cleaner as much as they could. And honestly, some of the special edition parts of the original trilogy aren't so bad. A little off topic, but I watched a video of things that aren't bad about the special edition. There's a really cool video for that that I didn't make. I wish I did. But it's stuff like, you know, the lightsabers look a lot cleaner. The sounds of them are a lot better. The sounds in general are made a lot stronger for a new format. So things like that kind of help it, but yeah, it does still have a lot of the annoyances of the special features. But yeah, Star Wars. So I got some box sets that aren't really box sets, they're collections. So let me explain. So this is the Kick-Ass collection. It's not a box set, because the difference being is that it is basically Kick-Ass 1 and 2 individually, but it's got a nice sleeve to keep them together. So really, there's no difference between if you bought these individually or if you got the collection. It's the exact same. But it does look better on my shelf when it looks like this rather than two individual discs. So that's just a personal preference of mine. This one I actually had to import from England because apparently in America we didn't have this collection, so that's a thing. But yeah, this is cool. I love the Kick-Ass movies, so I was very excited to get them in one collection. So in that same vein, I have the Mighty Ducks collection. So once again, it's just the individual... These are DVDs. They have not done, as far as I know, a Blu-ray release of the Mighty Ducks trilogy. So these are just the individual DVDs in one, easy collection. But it's kind of cool to have that in this sort of style. So yeah, the Mighty Ducks is great. I also have, I'm not going to show it, but I have the Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and the original X-Men trilogy in this same style. But there's really nothing to write home about on those. They're just collections like this. Just the 3 DVDs with a nice sleeve to kind of keep them together. Now for my box sets that I think are really cool and interesting and a little different. So here is the Friday the 13th complete collection. It's in a tin, and then when you open it up, it's got its own sleeve, and it's got some little things that you can collect. There's like a Crystal Lake badge in there. It also has a little booklet. I'll pull it out here about Friday the 13th and the history about it, which I thought that was really cool. And then, yeah, the book itself is really cool. So, again, you got a thing for, pictures and descriptions for each one. These are all Blu-ray transfers. So it's very cool. This does include the remake. And then it's got some really awesome special features on each disc, as well as its own special features disc. The only thing that is a problem is when I find it here... There's a couple that are on one Blu-ray. So Friday the 13th 5 and 6 are on one Blu-ray. And I think they did that, with 7 and 8 as well. So they don't all each have their own disc. It's not a huge deal breaker or anything. And I actually don't think they've ever released those 4 videos individually, at least on DVD. So I think it's just kind of going along with it. They're just shorter movies and probably not a lot of special features. So, but I really like this one. I love the tin that it comes in. A minor complaint is on my shelf. It looks, just like this. It's very indescript and kind of boring. I could just have the sleeve like this. I've thought about that, but I don't know. I like having the tin. It's a weird debate for me. I'm sorry, it's weird, but yeah, I love this box set. It's really cool. Friday the 13th is one of my favorite horror series, so I was really happy to get this. Going along with my horror collections, I got the Halloween collection. This is kind of a step down. They have Halloween has a lot of different box sets. There is one that's very expensive that's got like all these individual discs and it's all cool and stuff. This one, it looks like it's just a collection like my ones before, but it is an actual box set. Let me kind of show you why. So you got your sleeve, and then it holds two collections where they each have half of them in there. So like this one is the first Halloween to Halloween 5, and this one is Curse of Michael Myers, H2O, Halloween Resurrection, and the 2 remakes. So the reason I got this one is it's cheaper, and 2 is on the remakes, they are actually the director's cut version, which I always say is the better version of those movies. If you have any interest, the director's cut versions of Rob Zombie's Halloweens are way better than the theatrical cuts. They actually change a lot in those. So for once, it's not just like some added scenes or a little bit of that. It's like full on. It almost makes a different movie, especially the second one. So once you get into it, not a whole lot to write home about. It's just different pages for each one. And each disc has its own, individual, artwork on the disc itself. This one doesn't have its own individual special features disc, so it's kind of a little bit cheaper in that sense. But outside of that, I really enjoy this. I like the Halloween series. I have a lot of debates with friends about it, but I like this box set. It's kind of clean and nice, and so yeah, very cool stuff. So one of my all-time favorite box sets, boom, the Nightmare on Elm Street box set. This is so cool. So this is actually just a DVD box set, but it's I don't know if they've done a Blu-ray release of all these, but the box set itself is so amazing. I don't know if they really even do box sets like this anymore, so I'm glad to have it. So this is kind of a raised and kind of feely, but yeah, there's art on each side. So it looks great on my collection when you just see that face. And then all the discs come together to make a picture of Freddy Krueger, and I think that is awesome. And there's even like tops on the little touch on the top there. This doesn't include the remake, so this is just the original series. But yeah, there's a booklet in here on everything about Nightmare on Elm Street. Each movie comes in its complete own individual box, which is a rare thing to see these days. Although my minor complaint is this is, if you remember, DVDs had a very different box when they first came out. They're a lot cheaper feeling, so it's just these side clip, and the outside's just cardboard. So it's a little bit, the individual boxes are a little cheap feeling. But it's cool that they all have their own individual box. And it even comes with X-ray glasses for Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, and you can watch that in 3D, which is really cool. But yeah, I love just the look of this. And the fact that these movies are so old, transferring them onto Blu-ray, I don't know would add too much to them, but they might. And if there is a Blu-ray box set, I'd be curious to know. So if you do know that, let me know in the comments below. But I really love this box set. And then kind of a goofy one that people might give me shit for, but I have the Pirates of the Caribbean box set, and this is another I had to import from England because we didn't get this in the States. I don't know if they've since redone that because this is only the first 4. It doesn't have the newest one in here. So I don't know if since the newest one's come out, they've done a full box set in America. But yeah, it's all the Pirates movies. They are all just on kind of individual little trays or sleeves, whatever you want to call them, with a special edition disc. But the quality on this is really good. The plastic is a very strong plastic. It's got some good artwork on the front and back. There isn't a whole lot to write home about on the discs themselves because it says half Blu-ray. And then for whatever reason, English things put their rating really big all over them. But outside of that, I do like the Pirates movies, so it's cool to get this box set. All right, so I wanted to do, these aren't really box sets. These are special editions of movies, individual movies. So I kind of want to show off some of my cool ones that I really like. And the first one I've ever gotten, the first special edition kind of different version of a movie I've ever gotten was Seven. And this is the Platinum Series version, but I call it the Director's Cut. So the box itself is great. So they kind of make it look like one of John Doe's notebooks. And, you know, it's got some cool inserts there. So two special features, I believe. Yeah, special features, and then the movie itself. This is just a DVD. So I don't know if they've reproduced this on Blu-ray, but I love this edition. And it is like a director's cut. There's extended scenes, nothing that changes the movie drastically, but just some additional scenes that add a little bit more depth to the movie, and I like that a lot. And I just love the look of this disc, this box set. Like even the little touches, like there's a little stain there. Like I didn't put that. Like that was made. It's just a really cool idea, and they don't do this that much anymore. It seems like this kind of died out, and all the Blu-rays are kind of generic these days. Although I got a couple that I'm going to show you in a minute that do that a little different. But yeah, not so much the touches like this, where it's, you know, it looks lived in and different. I like this a lot. Although not a different version of the movie, I do have the tin, I guess you can call it, or the metal casing version of the Power Rangers. Mostly because I want them to make a second one, so I will spend extra money to make sure that they know they make money. Because I would love to see a sequel to this. But some great artwork on the front and the back. It's a hard, I don't know if you can kind of hear it, but it's a hard metal casing. And there's my code for the digital download. A special features disc, as well as the regular movie on Blu-ray. But yeah, mostly I really love the look of this, and they are doing more of these like metal casing ones for a little bit extra money. So that's really cool. If you're really into a movie and want like a really cool looking version of it, that's cool. And yeah, definitely wanted to spend more money on Power Rangers because I would love to see a sequel to this movie. So the casing on this one is nothing to really write home about, but it is the 15th anniversary edition of Apollo 13. So yeah, it just looks like a Blu-ray. There's nothing to really write home about. The disc itself is very boring, but the movie itself on this is fantastic. The transfers to Blu-ray look amazing. They really cleaned up a lot of stuff. It looks fantastic. The sound is amazing on it. So yeah, this version of this movie is fantastic. They don't add any different scenes or anything like that, but just the way they transferred it to Blu-ray, I was honestly amazed. This is great. Sticking with Tom Hanks, I have the Tom Hanks edition of That Thing You Do. So this is just a DVD. It's not a Blu-ray, but That Thing You Do is one of my favorite movies. And basically, this is the director's cut, and it is like they added a lot to this. So the casing itself, not terribly much interesting, but this is another where the movie is great. So this is almost a 3-hour version of That Thing You Do, and I actually really love it. They add some extra plot points and some extra subtext and extra subplots. So since I love this movie, I love to see more of it. So if you do like That Thing You Do, see if you can seek out the director's cut of it. It is fantastic. So another fairly new one is Logan, and yeah, again, the casing isn't nothing too crazy to write home about, but it's got this right here, Logan Noir, which is a grayscale version of the movie, and it's fun to really watch that in black and white. It's creepy and weird, and it's, you know, since James Mangold, the director of this, characterized it as a Western, it's cool to see it in that black and white style Western, so that's really cool. In the same vein of that, I have The Mist, and this is the collector's edition, and that has the same deal where it has the mist in grayscale, which will make it incredibly creepy and scarier to watch. I haven't seen it in the grayscale yet because I'm actually saving that for Halloween. I'm going to watch this on Halloween in the grayscale, and I'm very excited to see that. So yeah, the mist. Again, I really like the artwork on the front of this one, though, for sure, rather than your standard just DVD casing. It kind of looks like a novel artwork on the front, so I like that a lot. And yeah, finally, and yeah, sorry I've been talking a lot this video, but these are things I'm excited about. So yeah, I have The Watchmen, the Ultimate Cut. So this borders the line of box set and just special edition. So yeah, it's known as the complete story. The box is really cool. It's this really hard cardboard with some really cool artwork on all the sides. And it's opens up and has a really cool picture from the movie, and then houses 2 videos, or 2 movies, I guess you can call it. So the first one is the Complete Watchmen motion comic, and this sucks. I'm sorry, but it's basically somebody reading the comic to you with minor motions to it, so it's not even like a cartoon. It's just somebody reading it to you, and like he does like the girl voices, like oh my god, and it's really annoying and weird. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it. It was hard to get through, and I've watched it once and haven't really had a sense to want to go to it again. But the main reason I got that was to get this, and that is the Ultimate Cut. So this is inside of that box set itself, and this is the director's cut of Watchmen, plus they added in the Tales of the Dark Freighter into the movie and intercut it as they did in the comic. So this is a 4-hour cut of Watchmen. So yeah, I got some beautiful artwork, and it's a fold out. And again, this is just a DVD. I don't know if they've redone this on Blu-ray or not yet. I don't think I would want to do it if they did, but so yeah, so it comes with the Ultimate Cut, which is right here. This is the just a special features disc, and then it's got a digital copy of the standard theatrical version. So yeah, you got the entire whichever way you want to watch this. But yeah, the Ultimate Cut is amazing. Yeah, it's 4 hours, and I freaking love it. Yeah, so it's got some great special features. I love this fold out with the great artwork. You can kind of see that, and it's a box inside of a box. But I think it looks the way this kind of folds up. It's kind of flimsy, so it would look I don't know, not as good as this on my collection. I love to see that with this hard cardboard. Like I said, they don't do versions like this as much anymore, at least for special, just single movies. So I'm glad to see this, and I do suggest, if you were kind of on the fence of Watchmen, watch the 4-hour cut of Watchmen. It is fantastic. I love it. It's the reason why it's one of my favorite movies, is this version of it, for sure. So that went way longer than I thought it did, but I really do love box sets. It's a great thing for me. I love getting special editions of stuff. I'm just a collector. I'm a completionist. So yeah, maybe one day I'll go through some of my individual collections, because I do have some collections of series where I've gotten every single individual disc rather than a giant box set. So yeah, there's some of that, and I definitely have some more box sets on my want list on Amazon. I want to get there's a RoboCop trilogy box set I would love to get. I'm always on the fence of doing a Jurassic Park, because really only 2 of the 5 movies that have come out so far have been good, so I don't know if I want a box set if most of them are bad. I think, what else do I got? I don't know, I got a bunch on my want list, because I definitely love box sets. I love collecting them and all that fun stuff. So yeah, kind of a weird video. I went off script. Oh, I don't have a script. I'm just chatting with you. So hopefully you like this style video, talking about things in my collection. Maybe I'll do some more of those. Let me know if you like it in those comments below. Hit that thumbs up and share this video. I'm Sexy Matt the Pharaoh Wizard. Until next time, hold on to your hold slots.